From London, I'm Peter Stewart. Thanks very much indeed for listening, and we continue and conclude with our article today on the big battle between human voice and artificial voice, the article from Voquant.com. And it concludes by saying human voices are complex and amazing. They certainly are that. No single recording of the same human voice will ever be identical. And of course, that's particularly obvious when you hear someone, well, speak, obviously, but also, as well as that, sing. Because there are always subtle inconsistencies in their vocal delivery of a script or a song, sometimes intended, sometimes unintentional. And that's what listeners embrace. And it just kind of comes home, doesn't it, when you listen to the human voice in all of its complexities and emotions, when you listen to different outlets of maybe social media or voiceovers or commercials or radio or podcasts or flash briefings and so on, realistically mimicking the charm of human imprecision is an agonizing and impossible challenge for any AI voiceover developer. That kind of fits in, doesn't it, with the whole experience of the Google device, which was deliberately had put in to it the ums and the ahs and the hesitations and the stutters and so on that you would expect to hear in the human voice. That was really something quite different. But did it actually have the emotion? I mean, obviously those were just put in deliberately by a man or a woman in a white jacket in a tech lab, weren't they? Interesting. Realistically mimicking the charm of human imprecision remains an agonizing and impossible challenge for any AI voiceover developer, it says here. It's even difficult enough to get right with musical instruments such as drums and strings that have far less variety than the human voice. Yeah, we're used to the synthesizers, aren't we? Which means that you can replicate the sound of an organ or a violin in your home, on your lab. We love technology here at Voquant, the article concludes, and we're excited to see the practical uses and benefits of AI voiceovers expand. They've got their place, particularly in informational settings. Regardless of how realistic or not, barbed jibe, a synthetic voice sounds, the next progressive step is always to replace it with a human voiceover. Concluding, this will quite literally breathe life into the product or message. If you want to go back and learn more about that article, you can do so via Voquant.com, Voquent.com. It's also available via the smartspeakers.com/links, along with another 1,000 or more articles that we've curated over the last 3 years or so of the Smart Speakers Daily, which we continue with tomorrow.
Part of the Briefcast.fm network.